Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in today's video, we do have our farming results over the last 2 months, and as usual, I will share my thoughts about the game, my progress, and so on and so forth. So, I was doing a little bit of counting in my stockpile, and I have about 7,100 Sabira's gems. That's of course after doing max red and green keys per week, and of course not buying any red or green keys, since we do need to save them for star charts, which are style specific. Now, as of this video, I believe I am missing 4 retro units I've upgraded. I believe also that there is a new retro unit that has been announced for side grading. Make sure you do catch the Another Eden Global live stream. They did mention it earlier this morning, and so I'll say spoiler alert. We do have retro UN to be star charted. So, I mean, that's not bad. So, if you think about it, I have 7,000 gems. I'm a free to play. Of course, it does depend on you grinding all your things all the time. But even if I buy 2 for each of the different 5 styles, that would be about, let's see, 4,000 gems. So I'll have about 3,000 gems. So in this case, after 7 months of the retro or the star chart system, free to play still do have enough Sabira's gems to keep up with the demand of that. So I will say that in my first early impressions of the star chart system, I was incorrect in saying that we would not be able to retroactively side grade all those retro units that have been upgraded. And keep in mind, I did use 800 star chart Sabira's gems to star chart and SA my favorite waifu, Suzette. So bear that in mind, that I would actually had a little bit closer to 8k. Now, of course, it also depends on how much you've grinded. Remember that I am a day 1 account, and so your mileage may vary depending on how early or how late you've been playing. So regardless, if you are planning to retro all those, make sure you keep on playing them, and don't forget to do your monthly trials. We do get 1 All Cosmos star chart per month. Now, at this point, I believe we are either on our 8th or 9th star chart. So 7 months in, we have about 9 All Cosmos star charts. And unfortunately, my backlog on, upgrading or side grading existing units that need star charting. So use aside, just the exposure of them, I believe I'm almost backlogged at least 10 units. And many of those, I don't even have enough, treatises or codexes to side grade, not to mention the 3 star charts. I have not used any of those star charts, only because they are a precious resource, and I would argue that unless you are very, very sure you are using those units, and especially the first generation of SA units, were not as powerful as the one you see nowadays. If you do decide to side grade or use those All Cosmos, make sure it's worth it. Some units that I would be recommending would, for example, be AS Yakumo. Spoiler alert, there should be AS Minoka coming. I don't know her kit, but it sounds like it's going to be really exciting. Even Sean Hua would be another unit I would recommend. And of course, some of the other, there is a new unit announced with the main story part 3 update coming tomorrow evening. Now, that being said, I am reflecting upon my journey in Another Eden. And I think, unfortunately, this is going to be my last video. So, to summarize, I don't believe I will be creating any more videos for Another Eden. You can say that I've officially quit YouTubing for Another Eden, at least the global version, of course, and contemplating completely not playing the game anymore. Now, I'm sure those who have been talking to me either online or just some of my comments previously in other videos or even on the subreddit may know that, this time may have been coming. However, I just want to illustrate those reasons for those who are not fully, aware of all the different issues that I've had with the game. And of course, from a personal standpoint first. So, one thing I would like to say is, regardless if I quit or not, which I am quitting, it should not influence any of you to either continue playing or not continue playing. At the end of the day, this is a game. it is a very good game in many aspects. There are also some downsides to the game, and you have to weigh what works well for you and what doesn't, and more importantly, whether or not it still brings joy to you. Are you looking forward to the game? Are there aspects of the game that overshadow some of the negatives that we can see? And for me, unfortunately, the negatives have now outweighed the positives. The first thing I can say is that I knew that this would be my last video when I woke up this morning and saw the live stream. Normally, with any major storyline update, I would be really excited, ready to play, get through, and of course, even seeing what happens with Aldo, the Chronos Empire, and all these other things, not to mention all the freebies out there. And instead, as soon as I watched the live stream replay, all I felt was apathy. So not happy, not sad, not excited, a lot of nothing. And to make it a little bit more personal, I don't know if any of you have dated before, either, whatever partner you have dated, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You know that when the relationship is ending and you feel very little, you're still in the relationship, you're kind of still dating, however, there isn't really much left there. That's how I feel about this game. So from a personal standpoint, first of all, I've been complaining for a long time that I have been very limited on time. A lot of that is due to work. Over the last year, I have had increased duties at work, and that has really taken a toll on me in terms of having the energy and time to play after work. Because if you have a long day at work, once you get home, honestly, I just want to chill. I want to spend time with my family, maybe touch some grass. And a lot of times I'm actually taking early night of sleep because, work is hard, life is hard. So that's on a personal standpoint. Now, superseded with the fact, of course, as a content creator, and I've been doing this for over 5 years, you can argue that there might have been a little bit of burnout. I don't believe that is the case because I was thinking about it for a while now, and if I still loved the game, it would be a labor of love, right? I would continue creating content because I love the game and I want to continue sharing with all of you, showing you guys how to find things or 5-star reviews, super boss fights, storyline videos, all those videos that actually made this channel great from the very beginning. Which leads to the next thing. Now, storyline, I will say I'm still quite interested and excited for it. That aspect hasn't changed at all for me. Actually, as much as I am quitting the game, I actually still feel pangs of wanting to start the main story. Or, for example, the Paradise of Imperfections. I actually do want to see what happens with Galliard and Helena. I like those characters, and I like kind of the storyline in general. But most importantly, the other aspects of the game, which I also enjoy, have been a lot less enjoyable. For example, super boss fights. I just have to bring up the Death Eaters and the Warped fights. So for the Rise Saga and some of the Warped fights, they were frustrating. And even with a powerful gacha team, it can be quite a doozy to beat. I don't feel that they were fun. And people can beat them, but you can also see that the variation in team comps were very, very limited. Now, I've mentioned this before. I'm always of the mindset that I should be able to use older units, even though they've been power crept, and still kind of make fun team comps in order to beat tough content. Like might have remembered, for example, me using Hardy against certain manifest fights, or fun things. Rosetta was another one I used against. I can't remember what's the Iska fight or something like that. I really try to find cool, different strategies that can relate to a lot of players who don't have all the newest units. Now, in the last little while, that has not been the case. Let's be honest. Astro Archive is not free to play. You using free units will not score enough to get everything. You can say, well, that's a very small part of the game. Yes, but it actually does play into my kind of super boss, I won't say expertise, but my experience with super boss. And it's frustrating to kind of look at that and be like, yep, I can't use some of my older units. They're just not doable. Like, for example, on a water team, you're not using AS Melina, even though I loved using her manifested fight. Even Eva, not the greatest, and so on and so forth. So, yes, new units will come to replace them, aka Jill Valentine or Mazrika. Obviously, that's going to be the case. But we have so many units, and the gacha system still has those in the gacha. So if you hit a Leclerc, oh, good luck with that. If you hit, like a Loquito, as much as True Manifest is great or better, you're never using that on a team, right? Like, let's be realistic about that. Everyone's only using, the more powerful units, and for some fights, that was what was necessary, at least from, Astro Archive standpoint. More importantly, let's go back to the SA system, which actually I will have to say, I tried to give it a long time, considering all the different options. After 7 months, looking at my account and being forever in star chart debt, that problem is it's not doable. And for me, you can say, I've seen from the beginning of the game to now, I've been spoiled with side grade system. It was the best system in gacha, in my opinion. I haven't played that many gachas, but the fact that you don't necessarily have to pull for the unit and you can grind your way to get the equivalent of the unit, albeit with slightly lower stats if you have low light or shadow levels, was amazing. As free-to-plays, my friend and I were able to find ways to kind of optimize your pulls and therefore not pull on certain units because we can rely on the side grade system to eventually get the units we want. That has all changed with the SA system, and also the SA system, of course, has devalued both the free chronostones and the paid chronostones. You've probably heard me say that many times, but I mean very common and easy examples. Your paid star chart does not get you a full unit. It gives you a 1 out of 3 awakened unit, and you need 2 All Cosmos to use that. You will get more All Cosmos with your subscriptions. However, at the end of the day, even with both paid subscriptions, you get 24 a year. Free-to-plays get 12. If you're doing 4.5 side graded all the way, that means for free-to-plays, we can only do 4 units a year. You can do 8 units a year if you're paid. Now, that just means that you have to pull on, over 20-something units in 1 year. Keep in mind that, and at the time of this release, I think we've had a unit released almost every 2 or 3 weeks, depending. You can backtrack and see. In 7 months, I'm already 10 units behind. I'm not sure how many you are, and that's frustrating. Now, you also know that I've been missing a lot on my gacha. Over 40k with only, I think, 2 awakened units, one of which, of course, was Annabelle, which is not a prize. And remember, back in the day, if you off-banner one of the units, hey, when you side grade, you get all of it. A reminder that the 4.5 Melpi, 5-star Melpi, 4.5 Sazanka, all require 3 star charts from me. That is a pure loss, and it devalues your stones, right? Like, my 1,000 free stones is not the same value as it was before. And the way to mitigate your losses is also completely removed with the side grade system. For paid players, you're getting less for your paid stones, being that your star dream is not worth the same. And likewise, even as a paid player, if you miss, you'll also have to be in star chart debt too, unless you pay all the way and whale your way to every unit possible. And so, I can go on and on. Those who support the system support the system. Those who don't. After playing for 7 months, I've lost the motivation to play because I can play all my red and green keys, and I can't beat Father Time. AKA, I have to wait a month for sure for star charts. And we do not have any source of free star charts in the future other than the 1 a month. And if I'm already so behind at 7 months with 0 chronostones, being that I have been unlucky, no amount of skill that I can do as a free-to-play can overcome that deficit. And so that's one of the main reasons I am quitting, because I always liked playing a game where I feel progress, and this game is not doing it for me. It used to respect my time because, if I put in time, I'm going to get some results. And we can clearly see that I can put in anything I want, and it's just not going to come out to anything more than, waiting for star charts. Now, the other argument, of course, is, Will, you're spoiled, you want all the units, blah, 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 blah. Remember, one of my key parts of enjoying this channel was making 5-star videos, 5-star review videos for you. A lot of you watched them. You said a lot of positive things, enjoyed those 5-star videos. Yo, I can't side grade units to give you a 5-star video, or I can show you a 5-star review video with a non-awakened unit and you can't even see half the moves. Well, actually I shouldn't say that. You can't see 20% of the moves because obviously the 2 moves are locked, or some of the battle start moves are locked. It's ugly. So that part's gone in terms of videos. My videos on super bosses have been limited because I don't have the newest unit, and you can say that I want to show clean kills and I don't want to waste anyone's time, and it's not as fun doing super boss fights that are extremely frustrating. Astral Archive is another story altogether. Even the boss rush, this last one has been a doozy, and most people use the same team, and yeah, I don't want to do that. And that's another thing that I have come to not enjoy. I like to be independent, and I don't like the game to force me to use the newest of everything. So there's a lot of complaints on my side, but I think the main thing is everyone will enjoy this game for what it is, and I continue imploring you to enjoy what you're enjoying. But for me, all those aspects which I illustrated earlier, they've been nerfed heavily, and there's no way to overcome it. Now, to a more serious note, I want to tell everyone who supported my channel from day one to now, and I know different people have come through at different times. Some people have quit, some people have come back a couple of times. Thank you for watching the channel, whether or not you watched it once or a million times. Thank you for financially supporting the channels, those who were past, present members of my channel or Patreon supporters. Now, on that serious note, if you are, you need to cancel those supports because I cannot cancel it from my side. You need to revoke your membership or cancel your Patreon support because honestly, I'm not delivering any future videos, and even the videos I've done in the last couple of months really haven't been as high a quantity as I'd like. And so I haven't been delivering good enough quantity of videos for you, and so I do apologize for not delivering what I've promised all these years. For those who want to stay with the game, please continue playing the game. To Scott, another Eden Global moderator, hey, it was great working with you. I wish we could do it more often, but of course, times have changed, and obviously my negative voice of criticism in the game is probably not one that your devs want me to collaborate with in the near future. To the people I've met online, hey, it's been cool. I've enjoyed talking to you. Even all my subscribers, the people who've commented on these videos, I've loved to read through your comments. Some have been negative, which, whatever, is always going to be like that. Some have been critical, and I do take those criticisms fairly. If there's something I can fix, I will do so. If it's just a personal attack, then obviously I'm going to blow that off. For the supporters who've been there all the way, hey, you've lasted as long as I have. Awesome. Congratulations to you. For those who remember all those early quotes like, stop flexing dad, or garbage belongs in the garbage dad, there's been a lot of, quotes with my family. You'll remember some of those early days. For those who just want to kind of see the journey from day one to now, I still have my channel up and it won't be deleted. I'm not deleting any videos. I might eat my words and be a hypocrite and come back to making videos. I'm going to try really hard not to do that because, let's be honest, if I'm quitting, I want to quit clean and clear cut. I don't want to be like half quitting and then coming back. And I may still play the game even with this main story. I just won't be putting up videos. So if I do summon, I'll have it kind of offline, maybe as a private channel, not commentated or anything, just to document that I still summon and stuff like that so that you don't think I'm cheating, of course. But, it's been a tough decision, actually. I've been sitting on this one for a few weeks now, and I guess the announcement of the main story basically forced me to decide, am I all in or all out? Because if I decided to stay and make more videos, that means I'm going to be committed to making high quality videos of story walkthroughs, being that we're all caught up to Japan and everyone's going to have the same content all new. I'm going to be doing walkthroughs. I'm going to be finding all hidden stuff. I'm going to try to do as many boss fights as I can. And honestly, with the lack of love in the game, aka apathy, as well as my time commitments with work and other things, it's been tough. One other thing I'll say that, Another Eden, thank you for existing. The game has been amazing, and especially during those COVID years, and I know I shouldn't be mentioning the dreaded C word, they really kept me company, allowed me to bond with my children, because we all played it together at one point, although, like I said, most of them have dropped off. Actually, even the chance to create YouTube videos is something I never dreamed a lame dad would be able to do, and actually build this channel to one of the biggest North American Another Eden global channels out there. And so again, thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's been quite a journey. I will miss being online, but that's part of the cost, right? Like, again, I don't want to be that guy who's going to be kind of half in, half out, and just taking the good parts of it. I really do strive for perfection and everything I do, and I don't want to, kind of lead you the wrong way. Now, that being said, you're also going to lose my voice in criticizing WFS, and I really do think that the SA system and some of the associated issues with just their pricing, their nerfing of the units in terms of 4.5s, just the whole stellar thing, the side grading. I hope that there are people who are still championing that cause, because remember, I was a channel for the people, regardless if I'm a paid player or a free player, and I'm free to play. I want the game and the devs to treat the players fairly, and for many of these reasons I've listed above, and of course many other ones that you've read everywhere else, they've taken a turn for the worse with this SA system, and also the rollouts of the new units, and of course how they gate the SA moves, and even the difficulty of the Astral Archive and the super bosses. All that has not been friendly to serious players. I think for casual players, you probably don't notice the difference, and you'll wonder why veterans of the game are complaining. But the reality is, if you decide to play all aspects of the game like we have over the years, you'll then see the cracks in the armor that you probably don't see as a casual story-only player, or just casual summoning, and it doesn't matter if you get all the units or not. And that's really it. Anyways, thanks for watching. It's been a fun ride. Maybe we'll see you next time, but realistically, probably not. See ya.